It's time for the weekly challenge number 17, and it's about defining yourself, building your self-esteem, and to just have that solid foundation of knowing who you are, at least just for a split second before moving on to that next step, improving your life all the time, improving the definition of yourself. But we need a starting point, and that's why we're gonna define ourselves in this week's challenge. So why do we actually need to define ourselves? Well, this is actually a problem that has stemmed from my sister. She has quite low self-esteem and suffers from quite severe anxiety. And she doesn't know who she is anymore. She can't make any decisions because she don't know what's right. She doesn't know if she likes that, or she's just so lost. So I thought how I have handled myself during this last couple of years, and I've for a long time just written down the things that define me, the things I like, things I've done well, things I know I have a knowledge competence in, things people like to compliment me for, the basic things like what colors I like, food, what I like to do when I want to have fun, and just all the things that define us as a person. And that it's not only the things that I like, it's also the beliefs I have, how I see myself as a person. And that is actually the most important things, the words that describes me. Like, I want to be a person with integrity, a person that is honest, a person that is joyful and bold. These kinds of words that describe the kind of person I am, or at least want to be, my ideal self, because that's the goal here, to have a definition that depicts the ideal self, the self-image it's just a great person, because that's who we want to be. And if we now get the chance to define us as a person, we can define us by what we are and what we believe in, but we can also make this a definition that paints a picture of the most gracious, the most ideal self. That's the person we want to strive for, that's the person we want to be, and there's nothing stopping you from being that person except from yourself. So by actually defining ourselves in this ideal scenario of us, that future us, and actually living by that, trying so hard to be that, we are taking one step closer each day to becoming that. Because there is no such thing as a timeless definition of ourselves. We're constantly changing. What I am at this moment compared to now is not the same, because as I'm speaking, as I'm affirming things I say and things I believe in, it changes me as a person. But what we can do is create a point in time where we have a definition of ourselves, of how we are, how we want to be, and we can strive to become that. And we can change this definition as time goes if we actually change our mind on things. But for the purpose of the definition to actually work as a solid base, a solid foundation to work off, we need to have this static piece of definition. So when we go out in the everyday life, we know what we believe and what we think of. We can use that as a shear to relax back in, because we just know what we think and believe in. So for my sister, for instance, she doesn't know anything about herself right now. If we create a definition for her of how she is, she can just look into that document and just go by that. Have that as a guidance in her everyday interactions, in her decision making. Because what is really actually stated in that, what she likes, what color she prefers, how she wants to be, those things the actual data points, it's not that important. It's a matter of just having something that defines you, so you know what you can say, and then you can change it later. But just having that clarity for those moments, that will help you so much, because it's you. Even if you have self-doubt in that moment, you can just rely on that piece of document that you have written about yourself. That is what is the truth in that moment, nothing else. And that may change later on, but in that moment, in that conversation, that is what you're going for. So that's why I created a template. It's in the description. So you can just fill the description out and start to define yourself. It will serve you. And so the objectives for this week is to actually fill this out. And the most important part of this definition is actually how you choose to describe yourself. And there you're gonna pick 5 words that you feel aligns most with your values, or the kind of person you want to be, like a joyful, bold, respectful, honest person. Those kinds of things. 5 keywords you're gonna focus in on for this 5-day challenge. You're also gonna assign one of these words to a body part or a scar of yours. Like if you have a smiley scar in your hand, that could be, for instance, be happiness. And you're also gonna pick one weekday when this happiness word is gonna be the theme of the day, when you're gonna focus in on actually being that happy person that you want to be, to give that intense focus and on a continuous basis have that weekday to be that. It's a happy day, or it's a honest day, or so you have that in the back of your head, that you are those. It's a part of you of being a happy person, and it is especially true on a Tuesday. And I think that's a good exercise for you, to just make that deep connection with yourself and have that as a true belief. I've written a more detailed article about this, and you'll see a link in the description, and I think it will do you good to read it through to get a more clear picture of what I'm trying to say here. It'll do you good if you're up for the challenge. And with that being said, I wish you the best of luck.